And I don't remember anything.
We were going to go to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. I was bloating up in the stomach area, and I had, like, gas. I couldn't expel it. I could feel like it's growing. I felt like I was getting pregnant. And I says, oh, my God, I feel like I'm 9 months pregnant. But it's cutting off my airway to the point where I'm not able to breathe.
Right, so we were going to go to the emergency room
Trying
or
to figure out what hospital's the closest. And so Jen's in the back seat. My husband, like I said, he's just learning all about these things that he didn't want nothing to do with. Surprise, honey.
In for a penny, in for a pound, and so all of a sudden, then it was a quick, fast learning.
Yes, so all of a sudden I says, all right, Jen, you got to tune in because something's not right. And then all of a sudden I started to feel myself say, what was it? It was, I'm sorry, I just can't stay. Like I'm going to die any minute now.
Right, yeah, you were ready to just leave.
I'm ready to go.
It was your exit.
And my husband is freaking out. Jen is like, oh, so then she tunes in immediately, and I know that everything's going to be fine. Now I have this, I don't know if it's an angel or whatever it is, but her name's Hope. Or, she's called Hope, but normally she was called Flo. And so Flo was standing there.
Hope floats.
And Flo was there, and all of a sudden, pretty much she told me, that's okay, we're going to give him a really hard knock of understanding what it is and some things I do. Not all the time, but some things. And so then I go, okay, Jen, but I couldn't really relay it to Jen, so I just kept sending messages signaling her that just take over, Flo's here, you're fine.
Yeah, I knew we were going to be okay. I didn't really think it was your exit plan, because I know that we've got lots of things to do on the plane, left on the planet, so I knew that something was occurring.
So what did you, from my angle, I'm not breathing very well. I'm about ready to feel like I'm going to die. My stomach feels like it's going to be burst open and give a baby in a minute. And so what did you experience?
Well, I figured that I know that, how do you put it, spirits from the other side can inhabit our body, would be a good way to put it.
Yeah, sort of possession, but they don't do the whole body or brain.
Right, so that's what I felt what was going on. So I knew there was a message, because we were working, you wanted to, at that point, figure out your health situation, and you had so much going on with breathing treatments and lung issues and everything like that. And it was like, okay, this is just one more thing. Okay, we'll just unravel the story and we'll figure out why this is happening.
So, Scotty, what was your point of view? You're driving.
I was just soaking it in.
Just soaking it in, huh?
My wife.
Oh my God.
He's thinking, oh my God. You can talk a little louder. But, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, freaking out.
Right, and so I was watching him freak out over losing you, but I knew that nothing was going to happen because it really wasn't you. It was somebody else that was there that really had a message.
I was going to kick him to the curb one way or the other.
Right.
So, was that also the same night we were playing the game? Or was that before that?
No, it was.
We came home that night. We sat in your office, and Deep was that whatever it was, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we kicked to the curb that particular
entity.
And and there's all these different ways of doing it, and so
apparently he wanted to learn, so that's what we did.
You got to feel all that. You got to see that, and then once it was gone.
This is what you guys do.
Once it was gone.
Put my toe in the water, and you just push me under.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, Flo said if you're going to stay or go, here you go. If you're freaking out over this, there's the door.
Sink or swim.
And so, what it was when I was giving birth to my son.
Actually, I thought it was your daughter.
It was my daughter? I was just thinking that's why I hesitated.
Because you went under, they induced.
Oh, okay.
And that
so
was why,
yes.
because it was that particular...
Me and my daughter, before she was born, decided that she's going to fall asleep. And, well, guess what? If she's sleeping, she's not wanting to come out. So I fell sick too. So me and her are both sleeping. And I was the last woman to give birth at the time. And so I found out later that the doctor wanted to push it along so he can go home and go to bed. He was already up 36 hours.
Yeah, it's all about him, right?
And so what happened was that he must have came up to me and asked me something, and I just thought for me, I think he said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yes," and then I went back to sleep, and then moments later, the nurses come and checking on me, just like always, nothing big. And then all of a sudden, my body feels like it's being ripped apart. Okay? Now, apparently apparently there was another woman in the other room that just died. She gave birth, she died. My body, of course, being that out of my freaking skull with pain, and you know, you just basically leap. Apparently came and inhabited because she came to notice that I'm having trouble giving birth, and she was looking and being present, and somehow she got stuck into that space, looking that there's a newborn baby. No, wait a minute, hers died.
Right, the longing for it. She wanted
Right.
what you had.
That's right, because then that's why she was watching me and being in pain, but then she also watched that I had a baby. Oh God, see, I'm trying to remember it. It's hard to remember when it happens to you directly. But anyways, we took care of that situation, and, you know, it's easy peasy when you get used to doing it.
Mm-hmm. Just another day.
Now, here's another time that Scott got freaked. And Jen, too, this time, didn't you? We're sitting there playing the game Aggravation. Fun game.
Oh, that one.
The eye-rolling one, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and we're all talking, and we're playing the game, and I knew something wasn't right because
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember anything.
It was like, once you rolled, you said something, and then 1, 2, 3, your eyes rolled up in the back of your head. And
I thought I had a zombie wife for a second.
And I hadn't seen that, well, I did hospital chaplain training, so it had been a while since I had seen something like that. It's not that I hadn't seen it, but it was like, oh, well, we're not emergency responders, so I wonder how we're going to handle this.
So my point of view, I just knew I was talking, and I felt my whole body just felt like it was dead. I mean, just literally, I felt like I had left some of the space, but I was present enough, and I felt my spirit guide goes, nope, you'll be just fine. I will direct them. So Flo took over, and basically,
I knew that he was going to be able to do the physical stuff of calling for the hospital or doctor or getting that kind of, I knew that he was going to do that, and so I just went over and just started doing the hands-on healing and getting
and Flo then started telling you what to, did
Right.
she say it out loud? I heard her in my head.
I don't think it was out loud. I know I started speaking a different language.
Maybe she passed that through. But I just remembered, you gotta do this, you gotta do that.
What it was is that we were moving another thing that had served its purpose. Because it was protecting, because we needed to stay hidden.
God, I forgot about that.
So that we could stay protected, because as witches and medicine women and
you get pitchfork people.
Right, exactly. So if it was like not Haiti, but one of those, I don't know if it was voodoo. Had placed a curse.
Hey, okay, so I remember now.
Okay.
Okay, have you ever watched the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
And how he goes to sees the woman.
Yeah.
And in the swamp area, and they get that jar of sand.
Right, that's what I was picturing. I didn't know how to describe it.
Well, anyways, I had gone to her, and there was just too many people that hated me. And on my one previous life, I had remembered that they took my whole family, marched them out in front of me, caught my house on fire, and slit all of my family's throat while I watched. And then I was next to be hurt. And so in this life...
So you said a curse is actually better than that option. For protection.
Because when I went to her, what happened is it was a form of protection where I had to stay hiding in the dark, so my light wouldn't shine.
Right, because you didn't want to attract the pitchfork people.
Exactly. So now that something that you have that no longer serves, it actually becomes a curse.
Yes.
And so it was time to remove the curse, because in this era it was time that it can be removed.
Right, and we're supposed to shine.
And apparently every card was put in place. You and I were there. Oh, excuse me. He was there, and then it was time to what? Remove the curse.
Yeah.
And that was part of the eye rolling thing, because I don't even remember that. I just remember that I finally came back in my body, and I'm sweating up a storm, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, another one of these things.
You said, hey guys, how's it going? And we're both looking like, oh crap, that was interesting.
That was his second initiation.
Yes.
So did you ever believe in this stuff?
Years ago.
You know, you got to talk up for people actually.
I know, but then they might hear me, so I don't want that. Oh, years ago.
Yeah, he shut it all off and put away his books because he had to become a man. And because he had to become a man, there was no room for it. And then I you know, we met. I didn't tell him about that side because I didn't think it mattered. And then after a while, it was like, it's time for me to really, really, really get the ball rolling on who I am. And then, I can't remember how many years went by. Then he says to me, I don't believe in any of that stuff. I'm not supporting you pretty much. Crushed my world. And then finally it's like do or die. You either have to accept me or go. So anyway, stop writing on that. Okay. It's like watching a kid. I think what we're going to do is that if you got our phone number? I believe it's 989-945-0287. If you want a reading, or if you're in the chat room, you can go ahead and ask us for a reading as well. And that would be wonderful, because one of the things we do is we just don't talk about this stuff. We show you by readings. And I am a soul coach and a reader, a soul reader. And let's give an example of what one would sound like, okay? We're going to take an issue at hand. What issues do we got? Because we do spiritual investigating too. It's like, why is the mic, so is the mic crackling?
Yes, it is.
Alright. So, why is it that I am projecting out for this microphone for this radio show to crackle? Now, who wants to read besides me?
Generous.
Yeah, you can stay quiet and be cute and
No, I'll
wave
read.
to the camera. And any of you want to hear a clear version at this point, I'm learning to save them on video and then put them up.
We'll put 'em on
What do we
YouTube.
got? What do we got?
Want to interpret it?
Yes, we love dreams. Okay, but first answer this, and then
We'll
she
get
can
to
write
it.
down.
Yes.
This person, I can't see anything.
Octary.
If you want to write down a dream
Yep. Okay.
or call in, it's up to you.
Yep. Okay, reverse. This card is a message urging you to make amends for any harm you've done to another. Appraise yourself honestly. Have you been selfish, greedy, inconsiderate? Have you harbored resentment toward those you've harmed in the past? And is this card for me?
Oh,
Awesome
is this
sauce.
for me? No, heal your crap. I don't want to take it on all the time.
Awesome. That's what I was working on between the radio shows.
Well, at least we got reading.
Practice deep and radical forgiveness. In order to be free to know healing, you must surrender your old hurts and begin anew.
Yeah,
And
because
there, the end.
you have to remember that when we do our other radio shows, we don't talk about all this stuff. We do readings, we do other things, but we really don't talk about
The behind the scenes,
spirituality and
a
all
day
this
in the
other
life
stuff.
of a medium.
Yeah, and because of that, you know, this means that your family or who it is, your peers or who it is that you have to heal,
Are going to judge.
are going to judge you. And so why would you want your voice?
They're the pitchfork people, and it's interesting because Mark said that he has a stage radio, and it's like, oh, being on stage.
Yes. And let's talk about that key word, Mark. You said stage. So now we're going to go back and we're going to spiritual investigate, going one more time. Jen, where was there ever a stage where you got stage fright?
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh, are we talking about the one where my mom forced me on stage as a little kid?
That's one.
I did dance lessons, and we did productions, recitals, I guess you would call it, as a little kid. So I did those stage things. I was in drama in junior high, and then I went to acting school when I was a young adult, and my major in college is communications with a theater emphasis.
Now, when they told you...
So where's a stage? Where is a stage in my life?
So, but where is it that you are stuck or frozen about that stage?
I don't know what age.
I didn't say age. I said stage.
So what stage?
All right. Now, you know which one. You have to go out and get a agent.
Oh yeah, that was acting school in Hollywood when I had to get an agent.
And you become petrified.
Like the petrified forest.